Thank you. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending the Monday, February 23rd Planning Commission Board of Adjustment hearing. Please bear with me while I read the meeting procedures. All persons in attendance at the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment, PCBOA meetings are expected to comply with the following meeting procedure. Thank you in advance for helping make this a manageable meeting. Copies of agenda item materials are available for public viewing on the table located at the back of the meeting room. These materials are not to leave the table so that others in attendance may also view them. Please turn your phones to vibrate/off during the meeting and conduct any sidebar conversations outside of the meeting room. Interruption or other interference with the orderly conduct of the PCBOA meeting will not be allowed. Defamatory or abusive remarks are always out of order. Disruptive persons will be removed from the meeting. The chair may terminate a speaker's privilege of address if, after being called to order, the speaker persists in improper conduct or remarks. Written material concerning agenda items must be submitted to the Environmental Services Department by 3:30 p.m. on the Wednesday immediately prior to the meeting date. Written materials will not be accepted after this deadline or at the meeting because the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will not have sufficient time to review them prior to the meeting. Such material must state the agenda item for which it is being submitted and the name and address of the submitting party. Planning Commission business is conducted first, followed by the Board of Adjustment business. The chair will call the meeting to order and explain the meeting procedure. The chair will read each agenda item into the record and ask the applicants to come forward to the presenter's table, state his, her, or their names and address for the record, and explain his, her, or their request. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will then discuss the agenda item with the applicant. The chair will then ask for public comments on the agenda item. To facilitate an orderly, efficient meeting, there is a 3-minute speaking time limit per speaker per agenda item unless the chair allows a speaker additional time. The chair may terminate the speaker's privilege of address if, after being called to order, the speaker persists in improper conduct or remarks. When the chair recognizes a speaker, he or she may approach the audience podium and microphone, state his or her full name and address for the record, and write such on the speaker log, and then share his or her comments. The audience podium microphone must be used by the recognized speaker because the meeting is recorded. A member of the public may not donate his or her speaking time to another speaker. A speaker should state his or her comments and address the issue, not the applicants. All comments are to be directed towards the PCBOA. Please do not repeat comments already made by previous speakers. The chair reserves the right to ask a group with similar comments to appoint a spokesperson. If written comments have been submitted to the PCBOA, please do not read them aloud during the meeting as they are already part of the record and copies thereof have been given to the PCBOA. After everyone wanting to speak on an agenda item has done so, the chair will close the public comment period on the agenda item and no further public comment will be taken after this point. The chair will give the applicant an opportunity to address issues raised during public comment. The PCBOA will then continue its discussion on the agenda item and the chair will entertain a motion on it. The PCBOA may make a motion to pass, deny, or table the item. Once a motion is made or seconded, the PCBOA will develop findings of facts for conditional use permit and variance applications, and then vote on the motion. Once a vote is taken on the agenda item, the PCBOA will move on to the next agenda item. Meetings commence at 6 p.m. and will continue until all agenda items have been heard or until 10 p.m. No new agenda items shall be considered after 9:45 p.m. The PCBOA may, at its discretion, continue an item that is on the floor at 10 p.m. Any remaining agenda items shall be continued to another date or time, preferably the immediately following Tuesday at 6 p.m., and no further public comments will be provided, or public notice will be provided for such a meeting continuation. The PCBOA, through the chair, may modify these procedures prior to a meeting or an agenda item. Okay, thank you very much. First, we're going to go right into the Planning Commission and the approval of the January 26, 2026 meeting minutes. Does everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions, comments?
No.
Okay, would anybody care to make a motion?
Make a go ahead.
This is Tim. I'll make a motion to approve the January 26th Planning Commission minutes.
Okay, I have a motion by Tim to approve the minutes as presented. Do I have a second?
Ken, I'll second.
Okay, and a second by Ken. Ken, how do you vote? Ken?
Aye.
Timothy, how do you vote?
This is Timothy, I vote aye.
Okay, Mike, how do you vote?
Mike, I vote aye.
And this is Veronica, I vote aye. The Planning Commission minutes have been approved. Okay, moving on. There's no old business, so we'll go right into the Board of Adjustment. And we have, again, the approval of the January 26, 2026 meeting minutes. Anybody have any comments, questions, concerns, or edits?
No.
Okay, anyone care to make a motion?
This is Ken. I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the January 26th, 2026 Board of Adjustment minutes.
Okay, thank you, Ken. We have a motion by Ken to approve the January 26 meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
This is Mike, I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Okay, and a second by Mike. So Ken, how do you vote?
Aye.
Timothy, how do you vote?
This is Timothy, I vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
Mike, I vote aye.
And this is Veronica. The meeting minutes have been approved. I vote aye. Okay, the first item on the agenda is going to be variance application 1-V-26 by Nick Bertram, Lot 13 and part of Lot 12, Luceth Beach, Section 15, Township 141, Range 34, Lake Emma Township on Lower Bottle Lake, a recreational development lake, parcel 16.51.01100. The applicant is requesting a variance to amend condition 4 on variance 2-4B-24 to allow a lakeside deck to be placed on a non-conforming dwelling located in the shore impact zone. Okay, thank you. If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Nick Bertram. Do you want the address for where this is taking place or my home address?
Your personal address would be great, please.
261 Stickney Lane, Great Bend, Kansas.
Okay, thank you, sir. And you can go ahead and please give us a description of your request.
Well, we've got a variance, or we had a variance out there to do some work on the house, and now we're asking for permission to put a deck on the lake side of the house. The original variance says no deck on, and so we were asking for an amendment to that.
Okay, thank you, sir. And so your reason for the amendment is because you're removing the old concrete, is that correct?
Not the part of the old concrete. Some of it's gonna stay. I think on the drawings, there were some pictures of the part that stays and a part that we're gonna take out. And then there's an old platform deck out by the lake that we're planning on removing.
Okay. You're talking about the 10 by 36 wooden platform that's at the 18?
Yeah, right there in the picture off to the,
Perfect.
would be my left.
Okay. Okay, do we have any questions or comments from the board?
The part of the concrete platform that's there now, your request is for a deck, but isn't our definition would really be a platform if it's at ground level? Because you're replacing that concrete that's there, and you're building a wood platform at ground level.
Yeah, if, I don't know if you guys can see the picture that I can see.
Yeah,
So you see the concrete to the left, where the window's low and there's a door, that stays. There's a set of steps there that's kind of disintegrated, and some concrete that's leaning on up
Yep.
towards
yeah,
that part of the house. That's where we'd like to build the platform, or I call it a deck, but you can call it whatever, I guess. It's not gonna have, what I proposed was no railing, because it doesn't have to be built much off the ground at all, because we don't, you can see on the picture, on the far right side, there's a patio door there, right close to the ground, and that's where the top of the deck platform is gonna be 6 inches or something like that below that door.
yeah. And it'll run out to where the steps are now, and then there'll be a set of steps down to the other thing.
Yeah, we'd like to leave that concrete that's in there, that's fine on the bottom. In fact, we don't even have to remove the other, because that, we can put the, I believe we can put the wood or whatever on top of that other. And then where the steps are, there'll be a set of wooden steps, kind of like the well, not kind of, like the drawing that we submitted.
So you're planning on building the wood platform on top of the deck, the concrete that's there, not to take the concrete out?
Well, if it makes a difference to you guys, we can take it out or
No,
leave it.
The only
Don't make any
difference it makes is we want to know what you're gonna do,
Oh,
so,
okay.
and what you say you're gonna do is, we expect you to do, so, okay.
Imagine that. Do we need to take that out or not?
You can go ahead and come and join him at the table if you would, please. And before you get started, you have to do your name and address, please.
Okay, my name is John Bertram, 1674 State Highway 210, Ferndale, Minnesota.
Thank you, sir.
The only problem is if we put wood there, I'm probably gonna have to knock a hole in that cement somewhere, because, I need to get down to the 4-foot footings mark, otherwise that's gonna move different than the house, which, I wanna minimize that as much as possible. That's the issue. But I'd be real careful about moving that cement all the way out of there, because when we dug up the other to put on the addition there, they had that cement tied into footings down there, and it got to be a mess trying to break that out. So it would be a job to break that all out, I think, but, otherwise, I'd just try to break some holes in there where I need to put my supports on.
Most of it would remain, and you just build a wood deck over it,
Yep.
or platform,
Yep.
okay.
So this is Veronica speaking. During lot views, some of that concrete, as you just mentioned, was removed. So was it in like 3 sections then, just kind of looking at this picture? Not the one down low, but up higher.
Yeah,
How much of it did you remove?
how much has been removed?
Correct.
That would be probably from, I would say, from the middle of that patio door on the upper down to about the start of the first window
Okay.
up there. That
So
was
just
removed
right.
because originally that was an old garage and I had to put frost footings
Sure.
under all that, so that got broken up.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead for the record, open public comment. And seeing no public comment, I'll close public comment. One other thing we noticed during the lot view, we discussed the downspouts and how they were directing water directly towards the lake. Have you considered like how you would redirect that when you're doing the deck or
We
platform?
talked about it a little bit. I'd need to talk to maybe some of the rain gutter people and see if they have different ideas. You could put some kind of filtration thing on the back of that, or we could run it, but we're not gonna gain much by running it further this way to the cement down there neither. We'd need to find something better than that, I think. I'm not exactly sure what we could do with that.
Have you considered maybe some catch basins or any type of drain tile system prior to be doing the platform?
We could, we were gonna talk to the people that installed the rain gutter and see if they had some good ideas. But yeah, if that's what needed to be done, and I understand what you're trying to do, yeah, because there'd be some runoff from the,
Right, those two valleys.
Huh?
Yeah, from those two valleys right there
Yeah,
that just go
right.
right towards the lake at this
Yep.
time. So that would just be a possible condition I would suggest for the board members that we add. Besides the one that's about removing that 10 by 36.5.
Can I ask, are you more concerned about the erosion of that, or are you more concerned about, because basically your water coming off of there is gonna be clean.
So yeah, the stormwater runoff is what I'm concerned with. Since you're in the shore impact zone, 46 feet from the water's edge, it's going right into the lake. Would love to divert it as much away from the lake as possible
Okay.
by like some sort of basin or some type of catch or drain tile.
Okay,
That would be my preference.
yep.
It's
This
hard-
is Tim. I was just gonna say there, you could also go laterally in if you wanted to put in a pipe and go off to the side.
Yeah,
Yep, like a French drain and
Okay,
Yeah, I see it's, I think it's a good proposal to get that old deck 18 feet away from the water. You'll be removing that, so
yeah.
yep.
I think that's a good trade.
This is Veronica. I agree. Any other questions?
Yeah, this is Mike. The old stairway there is all deteriorated and falling apart. You're gonna rip that out?
Yeah, I broke most of that out already, cause it was just crumbling out of there, and so I tore that out because I painted those blocks there on the bottom there, and I believe I have enough out of there so I could put the wood steps in. It would be close, but I think I have most of that out of there already for that.
Like, your new drawing shows the stairway over quite a ways, that you'd have to take quite a bit out, but
Yeah, I think,
then that'll just be exposed earth underneath that deck then, and
yeah, underneath there, yeah.
not afraid of it washing out or anything, or?
I'm not real concerned about that because, well, most of that roof is gonna run through the rain gutter, so I'm not, and I think this spring, if I landscape that, I can seed that down and maybe put some P-rock or something in there to make sure that doesn't happen.
And then you are gonna probably have to put rails on that stairwell?
I shouldn't have to, I think I measured that out, I think I'm less than 30 inches, so I should be okay.
But the state code says 4 risers, you need railings?
Oh, on the stairs, yeah.
Okay,
But I think I could put those up against the house if I wanted to.
okay. But you are gonna have some fall off with the stair, that's gonna be close to 30 inches.
You know?
Okay, any other comments or questions?
I just, for the record, they are proposing, and it probably should be a condition, that they are going to remove that old wooden deck that's 18 feet from the lake as
Yep.
part of a condition.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Yes, just for supporting statements, the proposed wooden platform complies with the Section 703 deck and platform additions in the Shoreline Management Ordinance, and they are offering to remove 365 square feet of that wooden deck at the 18-foot ordinary high water mark setback. So that's definitely in harmony with approving this. Okay, so then I have 2 conditions. The first condition would be that the existing detached 10 by 36.5 wooden platform located at the 18-foot ordinary high watermark setback is to be removed before the land use permit for that 7 by 36 proposed new deck on the house is issued. And the second one for myself would be that downspouts be directing the stormwater away from the lake by either using catch basins, drain tile systems, or a French drain sort of thing, so.
Do you want us to, when we get that nailed down, bring it to Eric or to somebody here, or do you need to take a look at it, or
That's
what?
something that you would definitely want to bring in when you go to get your permit. You know,
Okay.
that you could show that that condition has been met. That way your permit can be issued soon.
Yep.
Sure, okay. Anybody prepared for a motion? Or any other comments?
No more comments, you might as well go make the motion.
Okay, then this is Veronica. I make the motion that we approve the application as per site plan by amending the condition number 4 on 2-V-24, allowing the 7 by 36 wooden platform with the first condition that the existing detached 10 by 36.5 wooden platform located at the 18-foot ordinary high watermark setback is removed before land use permit for that 7 by 36 proposed new deck on the house is issued. And the second condition would be that downspouts be directed away from the lake and into catch basins or a drain tile system or French drain system to reduce the stormwater management into the lake. And I will adopt the staff's findings of facts.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion made by myself with the two conditions. Ken seconded the motion, and we adopted the staff's findings of facts. Timothy, how do you vote?
This is Timothy, I vote aye.
Ken, how do you vote?
This is Ken, I vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
Mike, I vote aye.
And this is Veronica, I vote aye. Your variance has been approved. You'll be receiving a decision letter from Environmental Services with the conditions and everything and giving you direction on what to do next.
All right,
Okay.
well, thank you. Thanks for
you.
your time and consideration on this. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Okay. Next item on the agenda, variance application 2-V-26 by Mikael and Samantha Fisher. Part of the northwest quarter, section 8, Township 144, range 32, Hart Lake Township, parcel 10.08.00120. Applicants are requesting a variance from section 4 of the subdivision ordinance to subdivide a property within 5 years of a prior administrative subdivision. Okay, hi. If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Samantha Fisher. My address is 49065 Teal Wing Drive.
Thank you, and go ahead and proceed with your variance request.
Kind of like you said, we're requesting to take our 15 acres and split it up into 3 lots and hopefully sell them off individually, so.
Okay, perfect. Okay, for the record, I'll go ahead and read also. The applicant requests relief from the 5-year waiting period between the administrative subdivisions. This tract was created by administrative subdivision that was approved on October 1st, 2021. And then in 2024, the remainder tract of this 2021 subdivision was granted a variance to be further subdivided within the 5-year waiting period. Now you want to divide that 15-acre tract into 3 5-acre tracts. They all front County Road 100, and the tract occupies a quarter section, so the proposed subdivision would result in 3 tracts fronting County Road 100 and that quarter-mile stretch. So, sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and open for public comment, and seeing none, I'll close public comment.
This is Ken, just for the record, these 3 proposed parcels meet size, septic system, lake frontage, all the requirements by our shoreline management ordinance. And the only issue is they're about 6 months short of the 5-year time frame in which they can do this by the process they're asking for.
Thank you, Ken, I agree. It's absolutely right. Their other option is the minor subdivision, which again requires public hearing, going to the planning commission, which just takes a little bit longer. So I think this seems sufficient. I don't see any issues since they meet all of the requirements other than that 6-month time frame. Anybody else have any questions, comments?
No. Let's see.
Good.
No, okay.
Okay, does anybody care to make a motion?
Well, I can do it, I guess. I make a motion that we accept variance application 2-V-226 and adopt the findings of facts presented by the staff.
This is Mike, I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Ken to approve the application as presented per site plan, a second by Mike, and they adopted the staff's findings. Timothy, how do you vote?
This is Timothy, I vote aye.
Ken, how do you vote?
This is Ken, I vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
Mike, I vote aye.
And this is Veronica, I vote aye. Your application has been approved. You'll receive a letter from Environmental Services on the next steps. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is miscellaneous.
Let's see, two things. One would be as far as the vacancy in Commissioner Christensen's district. Last I heard, she was planning to put out a advertisement for people that would have interest in serving to consider whatever she receives for applications. I haven't heard anything further. That was a few weeks ago. So I know Ken indicated he won't be here at the March meeting, so if anyone else has the inability to be at the hearing, I need to know now so we can plan accordingly, because we wouldn't have a quorum.
I'll be here.
Yep, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads to the agenda for March. Looks like we'll have 4 variance applications for sure, possibly 5, so reasonable size meeting
Yeah.
for March. And that's all that I have, other than, I guess there is one planning commission item for March, and that is a ordinance amendment application proposing that controlled access lots be allowed again on natural environment lakes. So. that'll
What
be
was,
your-
could you repeat that again?
Several years ago, we had controlled access lots allowed as a conditional use, and we removed that use completely from the ordinance. And so there's a property that has a lot that was created as an access lot illegally by the developer, and now that came to the owner's attention decades later, and so they aren't able to use it as it was sold to them, and so now they're asking for that access lot to be again an allowed conditional use on natural environment lakes, so they can then hopefully go through that process.
That was a county ordinance, that wasn't a state mandated rule?
It's optional if counties can incorporate that or exclude it. And for a long time, it was a part of our ordinance, but it was removed because we were having issues with the access lots that were out there.
So I didn't understand. You're proposing putting it back into the ordinance?
I'm not. We have a landowner application that will be on the March agenda for that.
Okay. Those are controlled access lots are disasters.
Well, it's too bad you're gonna be
Okay.
gone.
Yeah.
I know,
All right, anything else then? Anybody else?
but you have my opinion.
Okay. All right, anybody care to make a motion to adjourn?
This is Tim, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, a motion to adjourn by Tim. Anybody have a second?
This is Mike, I'll second.
Okay, second by Mike. Timothy, how do you vote?
This is Timothy, I vote aye.
Ken, how do you vote?
All right.
Mike, how do you vote?
Mike, I vote aye.
Veronica, I vote aye. Meeting adjourned.
So are we ever gonna get little nameplates like this, or do I just use